Hi there, welcome back to Tea For Me Please. I've been getting a lot of questions about the difference between tea bags and loose leaf tea, so I just wanted to give kind of a brief overview for those who might be new to tea. So especially here in the United States, when you say tea, this is what most people think of, just kind of your typical paper bag with a tag, like Lipton or other brands. This one is Bromley, from where my mom comes over. And then here I have some kind of a comparable loose leaf tea. This is the Kenilworth Ceylon from Harney & Sons. So I'll put a close-up up on the screen in a minute, but here I have kind of just the contents of one of those tea bags and an example of loose leaf tea as well. And you will see a lot of companies now using these kind of silky pyramid tea bags. And these are a bit different because often they're kind of filled with the same loose leaf tea that company may sell in loose leaf form, just in a more convenient package for those who are looking for that. So what is the difference between tea bags and loose leaf tea? So the first thing you'll notice is that the appearance of the leaves is definitely drastically different. Tea bags are typically very, very small particles. There's kind of an old wives' tale that gets perpetuated in the tea industry where they say that tea bags are filled with the sweepings from the factory floor. That simply isn't true, and I really wish that people would stop saying it because I think it does more harm than good. Tea bags are filled with a particular grade of tea leaves, usually called dust or fannings, where the tea leaves are kind of sifted through these screens, either manually or with the machine, basically to sort out the larger tea leaves, which would be your higher grade loose leaf tea, and your dust and fannings, which would be what go into tea bags. The same tea that was harvested and processed can be made into both types of tea. So I think it's definitely important to make that distinction, that it's not that tea bags are made with different tea, they're just made with a different part of that same tea. Another big difference is taste. Because tea bags use a much more broken, smaller grade of leaves, they give color and taste much more quickly than loose leaf tea. So all of the things that are in tea kind of get dumped into the cup in a much faster way than if they were left whole. And so tea bags are specifically designed to make a stronger cup of tea. Usually that's designed to be served with milk and sugar, so that's another thing to consider as well. Now, loose leaf tea, because it's not as broken, you won't get as much bitterness or astringency. It's also important to keep in mind that because the leaves in tea bags are more broken up, the tea will actually degrade faster than it would if it was loose leaf tea. That's because there's more surface area that's exposed to air, and that is where quality can become a concern. When you're purchasing a tea bag at the grocery store, often you don't know where the tea came from or how old it is. There may be an expiration date on the box. That's not always a good indicator of when that particular tea was made. Another thing to consider about loose leaf tea is that the amount of variety that can be found is significantly higher than you would ever find in tea bags. So, if I go to the grocery store, they might have a bunch of different kinds of black tea, some green tea, some herbal tea, but they're all kind of anonymous. You don't know what kind of green tea it is. You don't know what kind of black tea it is. Where loose leaf tea, you do have that opportunity to try a lot of different teas from different parts of the world. That's part of what got me excited about tea in the first place. Once I discovered loose leaf tea, I was amazed at how many different kinds there are. And especially some of your higher end Chinese teas and Taiwanese teas, you're never gonna find something like a Phoenix Oolong in a tea bag. So if you are new to tea, I definitely recommend trying loose leaf tea. You don't necessarily have to abandon tea bags. Don't let anyone make you feel bad for drinking them. Just know that there is an entire world of loose leaf tea out there to explore. Let me know in the comments what your first loose leaf tea was. I would love to hear about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.